Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm back. It's your boy KK, and I'm here with. I finally had somebody in my life that wanted to do this with me. I'm here with A Rod, and this is the Fair Weather Podcast, coming at you live from Tampa, Florida.
What's up? What's up, y'all? This is our first go around at this, and we're just looking to bring you guys fun stats, about sports, and basically, if you're a fair weather fan as we are, kind of talk about the ups and downs, the false hopes and promises you've been given as a fan of your team, and we'll sit here and dissect it and have a little fun with it.
Yeah, tell them how we came up with that name, because tell them about our situations.
I'm a Jets fan and a Knicks fan, and that's pretty, hard in a time like this.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of false promises, a lot of,
failure.
We're gonna win.
Just
this
dumpster fire.
Year. Yeah, man, it's just
little brother in New York.
Wash and repeat every year, man. So there's a lot of people that think this is our year, or we're gonna get better and this can be better. But I'm a realist when it comes to sports, so I just like to throw the stat out there and give you what it is for it is, and not beat around the bush.
So you're a Jets fan and a Knicks fan. You know what's crazy? When was the last time the Jets or the Knicks won a title, a championship title, a ring, a trophy, something?
The Jets they weren't even in the NFL, and their only claim to fame will be beating Johnny Unitas.
Because my boy named it with the little chinchilla on.
yeah, he can be flashy, but he's possibly the worst Hall of Famer in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. But
break down the stats.
But what year was that? Just remind everybody what year that was.
Off the rip, I don't even care.
1969, 1970.
Yeah, right before the AFL merger.
Lord. All right, and then the Knickerbockers.
Knicks, it was like 72?
73, I think. Walt Frazier and them.
Walt Frazier, yeah, man. They had the squad, Willis Reed, Dave DeBusschere, all of that, but those are pipe dreams now compared to what happened.
Yeah, so
there's no more progression with that organization.
So you're a fair weather fan because of that, because y'all teams have nothing. What 40 years now?
The way I see it with fair weather fans is like you're gonna root for your team no matter what. You can't jump ship. I tell people all the time I'm jumping ship, but if you look at my closet, that's all it is. Knicks, Jets, Yankee stuff nonstop. I'll always root for those organizations, but I just can't support them in times like these. Just it is what it is.
So you can't abandon shit, but you can't support them. Like
no,
you have to support your team.
You don't have to. You can sit back and watch a dumpster fire and just get the heat from it.
But what I mean, like, how do you have any joy with sports then when that's happening?
You just wear a lot of NFL and NBA apparel like the refs do.
Okay, all right.
You watch from a long distance and say, "Man, those guys got it right," and that's how you just go about your life in sports.
I mean, I guess. I mean, for my situation,
let's get on you. You want to rag on me?
I mean, my Eagles won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. In case you forgot,
that's true.
So
but it seems like that program's going another way now.
We'll get to that. 76ers. I mean, I wasn't alive when they won their last championship, 1983, 82, 83 against the Los Angeles Lakers. In case people want to know, or was it against Houston? God, I think it was against the Lakers because he hit that. Dr. J, Dr. J hit that. Yeah. So I wasn't even alive, but I'm still a Sixers fan. It's been, I'm an Iverson guy through and through, so there's a reason for that. But I still support my Sixers, no matter how bad it looks sometimes.
They had a stretch of bad basketball for a while, but they seem to right in the ship, I think.
So we're comparing our franchises, the Knicks and the Sixers. I think both cities have like this old school feeling like we should be good because
that's rich in history.
That's how it should be. But
times are changing.
So how come now it's just not working? And for all the fans that live in Philly, live in New York, like whose organization you think is handling it the best?
Oh, the Phillies for sure, man. The Phillies, the 76ers for sure,
Yeah.
man. Like James Dolan doesn't know what he's doing. He's had
He's
this
hired some. He hired a Worldwide West.
bro. He hires a new guy every year, and then he had Perry there for the longest, and I think they finally axed him.
He
Finally,
did.
he's gone, and it's just it's your hopes are up every year. You bring in this great head coach and Mike D'Antoni, and look what he did with the Suns. He turned that organization around, and you have Amari there with them. Then you go get Carmelo, and then he doesn't fit the
I
mold.
mean, getting
and then you get rid of
superstars.
him, and then you bring in Phil Jackson. There's nothing you can be mad at with Phil Jackson coming in. But when he starts talking out the side of his neck that you
Yeah.
got to get rid of your best players and
Yeah.
have guys facilitate to the triangle, when the triangle really hasn't been used in the NBA
In like
much, even though
15 years.
it's coming back again.
Yeah.
With I think it's the Clippers want to
Yeah. Ty Lue.
they want to put that into play, but it's just disappointment after disappointment. And as a Knicks fan, like, you can throw in that, you can throw in the draft decisions every year. You can throw in why we love to stock up on big men and just
Yeah. Power
hoard them.
forwards.
We're literally like it's like playing Uno but with power forwards.
Yeah.
We're stacking up those draw fours just to dump them on you for something.
And we don't know what that something is, to be honest with you.
Exactly, for peanuts, basically, is what it is.
But let me give it to you from another angle, because I could look at the Sixers front office and I can say the same thing. Now, we got Darren Moore this year, but let me backtrack a little bit. So, we had Allen Iverson for many years, and it just didn't. We went to an NBA Finals once, it just didn't pan out. So it happens. Whatever. And then we became like basketball. What's that place you go to before they decide you go to heaven and hell? Purgatory. We became basketball purgatory, because we either make the playoffs as an 8 seed and lose in the first round, or make it as a 7 seed, lose in the first round. Like, that's just how it became. When you're doing that, you can't draft great players, and you're stuck to the ones that you already have that can't get you past that point. So we got to a point in which we had Iverson, we let him go. Kyle Korver, we let him go. Andre Iguodala, NBA Finals MVP, we let him go. We had Lou Williams, we let him go. We had Drew Holiday, we let him go.
But
we had Markel Fultz, we let him go. Like,
at that time,
we give up on our budding superstars too quickly because we don't know how to develop talent.
I agree with you on that. I think that about the Sixers when they went on that stretch after the Iverson phase, they were historically really bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
And we tried to be bad.
Lou Williams too.
I said that. Lou Will.
We had Nick Young.
We had Robert Covington.
Yeah,
we had
Lord of the Manor.
Yeah. And for whatever reason,
it's funny. The best nickname for it. The Lord of the Manor, Robert Covington.
But but yeah, we had all of that. We had all of that going for us, and we just let them go. Then we trust the process. Okay, we trust the process for 5 years.
And took 3 big men.
We got Nerlens Noel for what? Jahlil Okafor for what?
Man, I like
that. And B, thankfully, that's kind of panning out, but he can't stay healthy because he eats cheeseburgers for basketball games.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons can't shoot, but I love him. I love him to death, but he can't shoot. I love his game is smooth, but they're using him wrong. But anyway.
To be honest with you, the 76ers should have been in the finals, but that Kawhi shot,
we can't talk about that shot. So you want to know something? So that night that shot happened was May 12th, 2018. Why do I remember that? It was the day after my birthday. So I was kind of hungover, in the beginning of the day. And then later that day, I know that game's coming on as Game 7. That's the same night for all my Game of Thrones fans. That's the same night that Daenerys went to that city and burned the whole city down. I remember.
Damn, the irony.
Same night as this exactly. Look at the symbolism of that. And I remember I was like, "What is Daenerys doing?" And I'm looking at the game. Oh my God, what are we doing? So that same night, all that stuff happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have not watched that replay since. Every time I'm scrolling through my phone and I see it, I follow all these Bleacher Reports, all complex sport, all this stuff that I see these videos all the time. Every time I get to that video, I just scroll right past it. I haven't watched that video since. They try to show it on TV. I don't watch it on TV. It's on my laptop. I don't watch it on my laptop because that pained me.
As it should. That's something that should ever.
Like, do you watch that Reggie Miller 8 seconds?
No, man, I don't. Because Spike thought he got in his head and did us all a favor, but
yeah,
he sat Spike down.
but you don't watch that video, right?
No,
I couldn't watch that video if I was a Knicks fan.
History, man. But like, you got to think, like, in my case, like, New York is the outlet, the mecca for basketball.
Yeah, that's where it is.
It's definitely, everyone wants to play in the Garden. So anytime you can mock a franchise like that, like, look at every basketball player. They go in the Garden and they have a career game every time.
Because
Kobe owned them, LeBron owned them.
Funny, yeah. Side note, like literally this week, I was watching all the New York Knicks games that superstars dropped 50 points. And Kobe had the 62, I believe. Mm-hmm. LeBron had the 52-point triple-double. Mm-hmm. Steph Curry went off. Like, I was watching all of them. I'm like, damn, they love it here in New York.
Exactly, man. You can either make you or you can break you, man. Yeah. Like, that's the thing about the Knicks, and they're all about breaking people.
The weird thing about it, though, is like all these superstars go there and drop all these points and everything. But, like, why doesn't nobody want to play for them? Like, Kevin Durant laughed at the idea. LeBron laughed at the idea. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, you should know that by now. Like,
ownership.
We can't attract nobody.
Like, they can't attract because, like I say every time, it's ownership. It's, the way that they put together a roster, it's very questionable.
Yeah.
It's the hopes and dreams, like, for Knicks fans to just get it right one year. Like, the year Zion was coming out and the free agent market, which was crazy stupid.
That was a train wreck.
I'll never forget. Between that and the decision, like, so many New Yorkers thought LeBron was going to New York. They thought that was the end
thought
game.
He was going to Chicago, actually.
Yeah, Chicago was another one, but I mean, I remember it was Chicago, New York, and Miami was a dark horse. And the dark horse came out. Like, they formed the big three, and the rest is history.
That night was crazy. I was at Applebee's when I found that.
But the year when Zion came out last year?
Yeah, it was last year.
It was like a done deal. Like,
they were hell bent on it.
Everybody was ready for it.
Crazy.
It was like, we're gonna be back on the map.
Yeah.
And I mean, lo and behold, you get RJ Barrett, who I like a lot. He was the best player coming into college his freshman year.
I think when they played at Duke together, I think he was the better player, but Zion's ceiling is way higher.
Zion's going to sell you more tickets.
Yeah, man. That too.
Zion's going to sell
a guy that could jump 50 inches off the ground.
Ain't nobody want to see layups. They want to see a Charles Barkley cheesburger.
He got bigger. He got bigger. Like, I'm looking at him, he got bigger.
But back to my point, it's the false promises. Like, all the Knicks had to do is just, not give that false hope to the fans saying, oh, we're going to get this pick. We're going to get Kyrie and Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Don't entice that, because those guys were laughing deep down inside. You know what? There's another team in New York now. They don't play in New Jersey.
They're cool. They're a cool team to watch. It's like
they have a Biggie night.
They got Biggie.
They have Basquiat on the court.
Their court. Like, look at their court.
They're in Brooklyn. They're gentrified.
They have a Russian owner, and that dude's like, no, I think he sold it. He sold it. They had a Russian owner, and that's why. Yeah, he sold. That's why all this stuff is happening.
But regardless,
Jay-Z's there every night.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but in all fun, we're gonna bash franchises, but also give you the bigger picture of what like they're probably thinking at the same time. I'm more of a realist when it comes to sports.
Yeah, I gotta be a realist too.
You gotta be a realist. You can't think every year like this is my year, like to go to the finals. Like, no, you should be. If you were 0-16 in football, or you were won 20 games in basketball, you better pray you win 10 more games or 3 more games in football.
It's not that easy. It's just
progression's where it is, man. Like, what you got, and if you're not spending money like small market teams, it all depends on your drafting. Like,
I mean,
can you keep them?
Can you keep them? That's why I'm giving like Milwaukee like a huge shout out to keep Giannis, because I mean Giannis is on the top of the world right now, and he can literally play anywhere. But he chose to stay in the small market, which is like, it's hard to do. Like, I remember Kevin Durant signed his first contract. He stayed in OKC. Russ did it. Like, it's really, or when you see those kind of players, Dame in Portland, he's not going to go anywhere. So it's like, it's beautiful to see that kind of thing.
The only way teams like that or players like that is with they approach him with the Iverson. I think they didn't run Iverson out there. They asked him if he wanted to leave, or did they trade him?
They started off the season because they realized
they weren't going anywhere.
And he at that time he had some legal issues going on, so they gave look.
He's a good player,
man. I think he got a bad rap. He definitely got a bad. First of all, as being fair weather, I'm a Sixers fan only because of Allen Iverson. Funny enough, I'm an Eagles fan because of Allen Iverson because he played in Philly.
Yeah.
So at that time, I just started watching football too. When I was like, oh wow, Iverson. And they had Donovan McNabb. I was like, oh, black quarterback. So I thought that was cool. Yeah. So that combination of the Eagles and Sixers, and I became a Phillies fan too for whatever reason.
You might as well stay in the market.
I don't know. I'm a Phillies fan still.
Yeah, man.
But
guys like Dame, the only way that they leave is if they say, "Hey, man, we keep trying and we feel bad."
That's what they did to KG.
Yeah.
They said, "Please, do you want to go?"
Please, we're opening the door. The door's open. If you want to take something off the desk with you and leave, go ahead. But
because it's because how ownership and player relationship should be is, I'm loyal to you, so you scratch my back. So when you want to get out of here, I'll scratch your back. So I remember when LeBron got traded when he went to Miami. Although he couldn't stand Cleveland and everything, they did a sign and trade. He's like, let me at least get them something back, because
that's a solid move.
That's the least I can do.
Classy move, yeah. And then Dan Gilbert went all off on him and stuff.
Don't get me started about Dan Gilbert.
So speaking of that, since we're gonna touch on the topic of all these type of things, let's start, with night one in the NBA.
Yeah,
we had happened. 2 good games with 4 really good teams, and we get to see the new look Nets of KD and Kyrie, in my opinion, a team of 2 snakes.
Yeah.
Going up against, KD's old love affair. And then you get to see the reigning champions going up against Pandemic P. And
the Rottweiler.
I call him the robot, man, because I don't think he's a person, even the way he laughs.
Oh, no, Kawhi. I'm talking about Patrick Beverly, the Rottweiler. Yeah, speaking of Kawhi, he was on Jimmy Kimmel the other night? No, he was he was trying to be funny, but he's really just a weird dude.
Yeah,
that's all it
is. I swear, when he goes out there, he's like must download human laugh.
He had the thing that thing on his knee. Remember when he had to the ice pack, but it was like a robotic ice pack that he had on his knee to keep it cool, so he didn't get he had to keep it warm, whatever it was. But yeah, he's a fun guy.
He is a fun guy for sure.
He makes you laugh by just by whatever he does.
He does, man. He's a good player. But yeah. So the new look Nets, what do you think of that? Because I think that's
all right.
Pretty scary in the Eastern Conference.
All right. So as a Sixers fan and as the number one LeBron fan, I'm scared of the Nets. That was the first time I watched a team since Golden State where I'm like, oh, those guys are good.
Let me get that pause. They mopped the Golden State Warriors.
I mean, first of all, Golden State is not fully Golden State right now.
Oh no, it's
so
not.
I have to give some of that to the level competition. But still, they have Stephen Curry and everything. But he hasn't played in a while. But they have Stephen Curry. But either way,
the number 2 pick looked really good though.
He's on my fantasy team. I did an auction draft.
So 1 year I'm not doing fantasy basketball.
I did an auction draft the other night. I got him.
he looked really good. He had a 3 at the top of the key. He looked good getting the ball.
Yeah.
I'm happy with
that's baby Chris Bosh right there. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I didn't think it was fair, but it is what it is. Man.
Hey, he did what he had to do.
You gotta trust the system there with that, the way they did stuff.
Yeah, but so either way, they're not their full selves yet. But the way they made Golden State look, they look like a D1A basketball team. It was. I mean, it wasn't even competitive.
If you look at the stat line, because I like to look at numbers.
Yeah.
Everybody on Golden State's team scored.
Yeah.
Everybody scored a point. However, the margin of scoring is definitely dedicated to one person, and that was Steph.
Yeah.
In the past, and Steph puts up his points, but I think Clay could easily match those numbers, and everybody could hold their own weight.
Steph will give you 29. Clay will give you 26. Draymond will give you triple double.
That
Kevin Durant will give you 25 when he was there too. Like
that
was happening. Yeah.
That stat line didn't look like that.
Yeah.
You know, they brought in Kelly Oubre to think that he's going to drop. You know, be that void.
Nah. Kelly Oubre is a good glue guy for your team, but he's not your number two. He's definitely not your number two.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't look. And he had a dunk over KD. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
KD said, you know, hold my beer. Let me drop these shots on you really quick.
How do you like when you watch KD? How do you think he looked?
For tearing your Achilles, man.
Same, right?
I mean, there's just some guys that have it and some guys that don't.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I played sports and I never had a major injury except for with my knee. And even at that, I was able to still play. But, you know, Achilles is everybody's main scare.
That's the scariest one.
And I don't know, man. He looked like the KD that we're used to seeing play.
Yeah.
The sniper.
Yeah.
The
easy money.
Easy money, man. Like he could get to the basket. He was agile. He was in the right places.
Yeah.
You know, he could find the open man if he needed to. He could spot up on anybody, and nobody was going to stop him.
And you watch KD. I was texting my cousin the other day, last night, and we were like, KD just makes basketball look so easy.
He does.
Like it's insane. It's just so smooth.
When you look at him too, like he looks like, I don't know if you had Stretch Armstrong when you were a kid. You could pull his arms and legs.
Like, going,
He looks like a typical, I don't know, normal basketball player. He doesn't look anything exciting to him.
He's tall though, and that kind of skill when you're tall and lanky is like. It's hard to defend.
But it's also crazy because like when he goes up against the big guys, like he can hold his own. You would think he would get muscled around by like the, you know, LeBron Jameses or the.
Well, remember when he was coming out, they were like getting on him during his draft combine process. So he couldn't bench like 185 pounds.
Yeah, he has like pencil.
Yeah, and they were like getting on him. He was like, "Look, it don't matter. I'm still gonna score."
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, I never thought he was like the second best player in the NBA, but I bite my tongue. He definitely is holding on to LeBron's heel. He's in that pyramid.
He's literally. So you know what I compare this era to? This is like the '80s when. It was Larry Bird and Magic Johnson because Michael Jordan didn't really have a rival, so we can't use him. Mm-hmm. And then the big man back in the day was like Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, but that didn't sell tickets.
Yeah.
But like Magic Johnson is like LeBron, and like Larry Bird is like KD. Like Larry Bird, you know, he wasn't flashy, he wasn't none of that. He just he came. Like I actually read a book that he wrote. Like they call the Hick from French Lick.
Yeah.
From Terre Haute, and like. He's the most country boy in the world, so he has nothing to talk about. You know, he just showed up to the basketball court.
You know what's the crazy stat about Larry Bird that I looked into? That do you know he averaged a double his entire career? He averaged 10 boards a game at least.
Yeah,
I had no idea. I thought he was just a pure scorer.
No.
And
Larry
I got
Bird.
bored when I was like, let me look at this.
Larry Bird is before his time.
Dude, I mean, don't get me wrong. Larry Legend is Larry. Yeah. He's a good basketball player. He's definitely probably on my Mount Rushmore of basketball players, but geez, I didn't know he averaged like he could grab boards like that.
Yeah, well, he's 6 foot, 10 or something like that.
Yeah, man, but like
he was dirt before dirt.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. It was just a crazy stat to me to see that. I was like, man, damn, I didn't know he could do that.
So like I watch film with Larry Bird, and I know like he made basketball look easy, and that's why I say like Larry Bird and Kevin Durant are very similar. And like Magic Johnson's the businessman like LeBron. Magic Johnson's the flashy passer like LeBron. You know, Magic Johnson lifts up his team and does all that.
Larry Bird just shuts up and plays.
Yeah, Larry Bird just shuts up and plays.
Let me just steal his ball in the inbound and score from the court.
Exactly. So like, and I feel like that's what we're getting right now is. I always thought Magic Johnson was better than Larry Bird, but at that time, the only person that could even see Magic Johnson was Larry Bird.
We saw that in the
and it's the same thing with KD. KD's the only one. And I'm like, all right, so I see you, LeBron.
Another thing I noticed in that game is the Nets bench, man. Like,
indeed,
when I tell you all they needed was just like one more thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that one more thing is the second best player in the NBA.
Is the KD, yeah.
You get KD, and like you literally have a team of entire role players.
Yeah.
Karis LeVert comes off the bench and drops 20.
Yeah.
Like 20. Come on, man. Like what bench players unless you want for Sixth Man of the Year.
Caris LeVert's nice.
Yeah,
the work can play.
I mean, he's enticing for Houston if you want to give up Harden, but you're gonna have to give up more than that. So
yeah, I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't either, man.
Because
if it works, it works. But
I feel like
have these super team things don't work unless you're like invested in it.
Yeah,
like Golden State was the only way it could work.
Well, because that Golden State had a good culture, a good like
Celtics
culture around it.
With the big three was the starting of it all, and that was.
But think about these teams we're talking about. They have good infrastructure, good culture. Like Houston doesn't have that kind of culture. Like, but you think Miami has a good structure. Like Eric Spoelstra's been there for years.
Yeah.
Pat Riley's been there for years.
I think players could buy into that there. Like if you could get 2 more big superstars to pick up with Jimmy Butler, and then all those guys revert to being, role players as opposed to the roles that they're in now, which are a little bit more above the role player.
Well, to play in Miami, you got to be like first of all, you got to be conditioned because they do a conditioning test for you every year. That's why if you watch Shaq, how skinny he was in Miami was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, you got to be like hard-nosed, like defensive, like disciplined kind of person, which I don't think James Harden is. He's not hard. Like you watch Jimmy Butler, how he has his troops.
I don't think so either. But like you don't if you could get James Harden for Kendrick Nunn, Tyler Hero, and 2 first-round picks,
they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
I would, man.
No.
I'm saying, would you do it though? That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I would. But if I'm getting rid of James Harden, I need Nunn. I need Hero. I need Duncan Robinson.
I'd pull the trigger. I would pull the trigger.
And I might need a first and a second and another first. Because James Harden, think about it. Anthony Davis, all the Lakers needed was to trade five pieces and draft picks for Anthony Davis, and they win the title. Those same players that they sent to the Pelicans, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, God, who else?
Progression there.
Yeah.
There's progression.
But think about it, they didn't make the playoffs.
They didn't.
And on top of that,
almost made the
when they play, there's a game that they play like in February or March, and Anthony Davis was out. So the player that they traded all those players for was out, and it was LeBron James, and that was it. Just LeBron James and those Lakers without Anthony Davis.
Spite Lakers playing against them.
Playing against all those former Lakers and Zion Williamson, like this up and coming team, and LeBron by himself beat all 5 of them. That is why I'm like, if you can because James Harden is great. If you're gonna get rid of James Harden, I need the whole farm because like you need players that you can develop, players that you can train, someone that has a contract that can drain, and I want picks, and I want almost a generational talent kind of budding superstar. Because you get rid of, he's great. Like he's one of the most skilled offensive players I've ever seen.
He is,
and he plays analytically. He plays to the rules, how it is. And it works.
Unless he's flying to Vegas.
Let James do. Look.
Hey, not everybody's Rodman. That's the way I see it. You gotta. Let's cap that real quick because we're gonna jump into the other game that happened on game 1.
Yeah,
we can talk a little bit about that too.
We'll get to James.
But so looking forward, we got to see the Warriors humbled with their new look offense, which, in my opinion, that Warriors offense does look good on paper, but there's some shaky parts to it. I think Steph has to right the ship with the young kids he has there. But their biggest weakness now going forward, which was always their biggest high point for the team, was the bench. They do not have a bench.
Yeah,
anymore.
that's what it was.
Depleted and gone.
That's what it was. They had when they had Sean Livingston, when they had David West, when they had Barbosa,
they had all the guys at the end of their careers. They were like, "Yo, you was a dog.
Yeah, let's come here.
You was the man.
Yeah,
but now you need to ring.
Yeah,
come get on this bench and be known as one of the best benches of all time."
And that's what that's what it was. That's what it was with them. It was their bench. Mm-hmm. Even when they had Kevin Durant, they still had a deep bench.
Yeah.
It was when that bench started getting depleted because people want to get paid, like Patrick McCaw. Remember, he was great off the bench for them.
Where's he now?
He's in Toronto getting paid.
Yeah,
he's not doing anything. He was on that bench. That was great.
Yeah, man. People, you're overpaying for things like that. Like there's guys you should look to pay for. But at the end of the day, what's your analysis on the Nets? How scared are you to watch the Nets, and how deep you think they're going to go?
How deep do I think they're gonna
You
go?
think they can win the East?
They're definitely gonna win the East.
You think they're definitely going to win the East? They're
I
going
don't.
to get past Milwaukee.
I don't see Milwaukee. Come on now, Milwaukee. No, Milwaukee is not scaring me at all.
Milwaukee doesn't scare me either, but they play good fundamental basketball, and they just got Drew Holiday. But anyways, yeah, we saw it's one game. It's one game in. We got one game in, so we can see what happens. But I mean, we all know the East is definitely trash.
Yeah. Well, no, whoa, it's not trash. Boston
is. It's only like 4 good teams.
Boston's
Boston,
Milwaukee,
the Nets are there. Milwaukee,
Brooklyn, Philly.
And you can throw the Raptors in there.
The Raptors always, you can put them on there.
Even though they lost a lot of big pieces.
Atlanta's not bad.
Atlanta ain't going nowhere.
Washington got Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook.
That's true.
Rui Hachimura. They got to go. Orlando made the playoffs last year.
You can make the playoffs in the East.
Okay, but what? All right, go look at the West last year. Who was really that great in the West? It was the Lakers, the Clippers, and Denver.
Yeah, but
Utah was pretty good.
I mean, people also got hurt at the wrong points too. Like
Utah,
if Dame didn't go down, Dame
would have.
I mean, he had to go.
Dame would have done what?
It's Dame time, baby.
Dame would have done.
Dame fan, but
Dame would have done what? Come on, man.
It's true, but I mean, they made the necessary changes that they needed for their team and got the Lord of the Manor on their team now. It's a good offense.
Rocco.
Yeah, they get a lot of good players. Like that's what it's like. Moneyball type thing. You can overpay,
but Moneyball doesn't work.
I mean, Rocco ain't that expensive.
Moneyball does not listen.
In my opinion, but he's a good player to
have. You've seen the movie, right?
Yeah.
So has anybody? If you haven't seen the movie,
not work.
Moneyball has not ever worked.
Not work, people.
Let me explain Moneyball. So basically, these sport geeks like A-Rod over here.
I don't look at that. I don't look at Moneyball. I'm just saying
they look at numbers because this stat fits this stat. It's like when the Rays, when they pulled Blake Snell because of statistics and analytics.
We're on the same page.
It doesn't work. Okay. So Moneyball is never going to work.
What I'm saying Moneyball is getting a guy like Rocco who's like not a prolific scorer.
But will Portland win a championship?
Ask Charles Barkley that. He said he'll take
100. Well, he put 100K, I think.
100K. He's sporting with FanDuel. I don't think they will, but hey, man, I think they can. I think they can make a shocker in the playoffs.
It's impossible.
It is possible.
Moneyball has never worked. It just won't work.
It won't work.
You need superstars. Unless you're Detroit 04, you need superstars. So you need to think about let's think about the last 15 years of basketball. Who's won championships? LeBron, D. Wade, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Tim Duncan and Kawhi Leonard.
It's household names.
And Dirk Nowitzki.
There's no household names or unhousehold.
Exactly.
Names. It's not happening.
That's every championship in the last 15 years has been by those teams.
Yeah. No.
And that's a select few players.
But Moneyball and basketball really doesn't really exist in my opinion and stuff. Like you're kind of going for like when I say Moneyball, I mean like underpaying guys that possibly could be better at certain things. Like I guarantee you there's definitely somebody that would have overpaid to have Robert Covington.
Yeah, because he's an analytic player. He's 3 and D. 3 and D is the year 2020 basketball.
Yeah.
You have a couple superstars and then 3 and D guys because they score threes at a high clip and they defend well on the other end. So you need a bunch of Danny Greens, a bunch of
that's a guy Houston should have kept. That's a no-brainer.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah.
So let's jump to game 2. So we got the Battle of LA there. We got the Clippers. And the ring ceremony for
ring
the
night.
Lakers. Yeah,
ring night.
They're not raising any banners until the fans get in the studio or into the stands. So that's admirable. But they all got their rings and they're big, like big man.
You saw that? Yeah, you saw that ring on LeBron's finger.
Yeah, he was happier.
You know LeBron. Goat James LeBron.
So. What do you take on the analysis of that game? Are the Clippers for real, or is it just game 1? Everybody's a little bit tired since we've only had two months really to rest and whatnot.
So last year, the Clippers and the Lakers played.
Hold on, speak your truth so they can hear this.
I'm speaking my truth. Last year, first of all, this is dedicated to all you LeBron haters fake Clipper fans, fair weather Clipper fans, and fair weather NBA fans that want to see LeBron.
Except Billy Crystal, because he's been riding.
Billy Crystal's cool. Forever. Mike Wazowski, he's cool. But listen, last year, and people, if you've been watching LeBron James' career, it's been like this since day one. He don't come out the gate guns blazing because he's a thinker. He's analytical, and he didn't play the last 8 minutes of last night's game. Do you think he was taking that game seriously? Absolutely not. They proved that what they proved to me. Yes, they lost. Cool, whatever. They lost last year, game 1-2 against the Clippers, and who rose the banner and who got the rings. You know what I mean? The Lakers got rings and things. LeBron James got some rings and things. You know what I mean?
How many championships do the Clippers have?
0.
Yeah, thank you. It's chess, not checkers.
They've never made it to the Western Conference Finals ever. In their Kawhi Leonard, Paul, and Pandemic P could not take them to the Western Conference Finals last year. They lost a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets. The Clippers are a cursed organization, and they just have to accept that.
I also feel that you gotta play little brother now.
They are little brother. They know that.
They're definitely little brother. You had Lob City for a while.
I was about to say that. Look how bad it was. The Lakers went through a 6-year drought of sucking. Mm-hmm. And Lob City had every reason. And they couldn't even get past the second round.
Lob City.
They blew 3-1 leads too.
They blew 3-1 leads. They signed they had a deep bench. They had everything you wanted in the basketball.
I used to play with the Clippers on NBA 2K. That was my favorite team to play with. I'm like, this is the perfect basketball team.
It is.
Like,
they just couldn't get it done.
And they couldn't do it. I mean, you have Chris Paul, who to me is the most gifted, like point, beautiful like mental, mental point guard I've ever seen. Like his mental, his ability to pass, see the play, defend. Like his tenacity, like to me, he's on my Mount Rushmore point guards. I love him that much.
He has to be, man.
You have this young budding superstar Blake Griffin, who we knew what he was going to be. He's going to be like Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin scares me because he looks like Amari. I'm hoping
it's more Amari than Blake.
I'm hoping he can butt into Amari, man. I'm hoping he can butt into it, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see. But anyway, they had that. They had DeAndre Jordan, same thing. He could dunk.
And then
but they had Matt Barnes.
Role players. Yeah, Matt Barnes.
They had Eric Bledsoe.
JJ
Redick.
You had Eric Gordon for a minute.
They had every opportunity to win games, and they just couldn't close.
Yeah, they righted the ship, and I don't know. Maybe it's just Doc selling his soul to the Celtics or what? But
no, it's the Clippers, man. They're a cursed organization.
I agree.
So all that happened, and the Lakers finally get LeBron James. Year 1, he gets hurt. Year 2, he has a ring. And the Clippers do all this talking and boasting and beating their chest. Little Rottweiler and Patrick Beverly, like they just talk. And still, they're gonna make the same mistake.
I think their biggest mistake is they let a lot of key players go that could benefit them. They lost a lot of free agents. Montrezl Harrell and Dennis. Speaking of that, you said LeBron sat out those last 8 minutes. When you see the pairing of Schroeder and
Montrezl
Harrell, they look very good
together. That's a pair that should work.
I think the only mistake of that was letting Schroeder start.
Exactly.
I think Schroeder starting.
Thank God you know basketball.
He has the ability to be a starter,
but he has a job is to come off the bench
and mesh well with the two.
Exactly.
Just like Lou Williams and Harrell did.
Yeah.
It should be copy paste. But in yellow.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's literally that's why it's either Lou Will or Montrezl that was winning 6th man of the year because they know how to come off the bench because they know.
6th man?
No, he was 2nd place last year.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
Lou Will won 6th man. Montrezl won 6th man. Then Schroeder was 2nd place.
So what do you do with the point guard position then? Who do you put there?
You start Caruso.
I hate his hair. I just hate his hair.
Hey, the bald eagle.
I think he knows what he's doing. He knows
because he learned a lot from Rondo. Like you can see. So
and LeBron too.
So what you
didn't get his headband from?
Who cares? Spalding? I don't know. He could do two. They can do 2 things. They can put LeBron back at point, but I know they want to preserve his body.
Yeah.
So they can do that, or they could They have to start Caruso. That's the only thing they can do. It's either put LeBron back on point and then put another shooter on the
What's
floor.
the other option at point? Who's the other point guard besides those
It's
two?
Caruso and Shooter.
That's it?
Because Horton Tucker is a shooting guard.
So is Pope.
Caldwell Pope's a shooting guard / small forward.
Yeah.
Because he started. So a shooter, Caldwell Pope, LeBron, AD, and then Marc Gasol.
Okay.
That started. And Montrezl, to me, is perfect off the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Shooter would be perfect off the bench.
AD's out of game. You put him in there.
Exactly.
So he's a C grade AD.
I mean, he almost had 10 plus rebounds. Like he almost had a triple double.
Yeah, he's a double caliber guy. It's like eye popping. It's like Karis LeVert dropping 20 on the bench. Like he should not even be on the bench. Spencer Dinwiddie should be coming off the bench. Not
I like
Karis
Spencer Dinwiddie. That's my guy.
I do too, but he's a bench guy.
I drafted. I put him on my fantasy team too because last year he won me a championship last year. It's an asterisk on my championship.
Yeah,
because
I was 3 deep in my league, but no one really took it serious except me.
Yeah.
But so Pandemic P shows up. The Claw is, doing the Claw things.
Thing, yeah.
He did his thing.
He's a
Pandemic P decided to say, I'm going to drop 15 in the third. And, I got paid a max contract by the Clippers. And his words were, I feel like I owe it to this organization. No, man.
Listen.
You owe it to show up in the playoffs. That's it. That's
exactly.
You do it every year, man. You just can't.
He averaged 27 a game last year when he was with. He was third place on MVP point in his last year in OKC.
Yeah.
We know what you could do in the regular season, but that was the year that Damian Lillard hit him with the bye-bye.
Yeah.
So what I mean? Like
the hard bye.
So it's like, to me, I know what he's going to do during the regular season. I don't care. And that's why I tell people, like, LeBron is the best chess player I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Every game one, I already expect him to lose because game one, he's not taken seriously because he's never taken game one seriously. He looks at game one as an opportunity to kind of see what's going on.
He sees the team. And
exactly.
I guarantee what we're talking about his 2-star additions that should be on the bench, how well they gel together. And that's something that he's seeing and he's going to.
He's with Frank Vogel right now.
Oh, yeah.
They're watching film on an 86-inch screen at the house. And they're like, all right, look, this could work. Because people talk about LeBron's basketball knowledge. His IQ is on another level. And, like, I was watching this interview that Iman Shumpert did. And he was like, LeBron was telling them, like, he was showing them things that nobody could, like, should be able to do. He said, Kevin Love, get to this corner. I'm going to throw this bounce pass around his man, blah, blah, blah. Like, the way, and it worked. Everything LeBron said works if you just follow what he says. So, to me, I didn't take last night's game seriously at all. It was ring night. Emotions were high. There was no fans. And they're coming off of a 2-month break. Like,
yeah, man.
Whatever happened last night was whatever happened. Like, they went down. Think about it. They went down, 22 points early? And they still came all the way back, like because they gave them something. They gave the media something to talk
about.
Like I didn't take last night because I looked at LeBron's minutes. He played 20 something minutes
because there's
AD played 30.
There's a scarier person than LeBron in the regular season. It's playoff LeBron.
Yeah, exactly.
Playoff LeBron ain't losing, man.
So
like, it ain't happening.
So I'm a nerd. I'm a LeBron nerd.
I am too.
So you know what I do every morning? Like as I'm getting my day started, I watch like 5 or 6 LeBron James YouTube videos, and I just type in LeBron and I type in the year I want to watch him. So yesterday I did LeBron 07, and we're in 2020. We're about to be in 2021 in a few days. LeBron James has been doing this for literally almost 20 years now. And his game is still evolving.
Year 18.
His game is still evolving. Like, if you watch LeBron back in like I was watching this, God rest his soul, his guest, Kobe Bryant. I was watching this game that they were playing. And because people always have this notion that LeBron James can't close or can't make game-winning shots. No one talks about it, but he made this game-winning shot in Kobe's face right where Michael Jordan hit that game-winning shot over Brian Russell. Like, and I was like, what are you talking about? He can't make game-winning shots. And that was in 08. That was 12 years ago. Like, about to be 13 years ago. It's like, it's crazy.
LeBron feasts off of it, and he's going to have a great book to write when he's done.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait.
I can't wait for that 30 for 30 on him.
The 30 for 30, the movie. They're gonna have Michael B. Jordan playing.
They gave Michael Jordan how many episodes? They gave him a 10-episode docuseries. LeBron gonna get like 18 because his story starts in high school.
He's got a ready for cinema lifestyle, man. Yeah. It's gonna be crazy, but he's definitely got to be on that Mount Rushmore. It just sucks that it's insane that when I was a kid and we were kids, like Michael Jordan, like you couldn't hate him.
Yeah,
you respected the only way you hate. Like I loved Michael Jordan as a kid. I hated him when he played the Knicks. Because like that's the only roadblock we had. Yeah. When we went to the finals, couldn't get it done against Hakeem. Hakeem was like,
Nigeria, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Nigerians are doing it. But like Hakeem just turned on another switch. He was always good, but he just got better that year. Yeah. He was so good. He took advantage of Michael Jordan being out of the league.
I think people say this too. Michael Jordan did not want to play the Rockets because he knew they had nobody to stop Hakeem. He told who he told that to? It was either Horace. I think he told Horace Grant or like Bill Cartwright, something like that. And he said, "Yeah, I don't want to see that African brother. We got nobody for him." That's why Michael Jordan said this, and I believe it because like Bill Weddington was not going to stop him. Luke Longley was Luke even there yet? They were not going to stop him. So it's like. I think they would have won those 2 championships regardless. Maybe one at least. So it's not your fault.
It's not your fault, yeah. Michael Jordan is undefeated in the finals, so that's a stat to always remember there.
What does that got to do with anything?
Winners win, man.
Okay, so what happened the other 9 years he was in the league?
Huh?
What happened the other 9 years he was in the league?
Oh, I mean, that's just – I'm talking about getting to the finals and winning every time. Like, I get it in the playoffs you lost, but –
what's the difference? You lost.
I know, but like you got to put together a team around you and play well with them and find what works.
Listen,
I think you just can't come in the league and go win the finals every year. But if you get to the finals and close out, that's just one great stat to have on in your resume of stuff. Like,
or I've made it to the NBA finals 10 times.
Oh, I'm not saying that's great too. Don't get me wrong. LeBron and Michael Jordan, it's the hardest decision for him to make.
1A, 1B.
It is, but you can't tell me that Michael Jordan, the only person he really attracted to come play with him that was worth a caliber, and it wasn't for offense, it was more for the defensive thing, was getting Dennis Rodman.
But that's an organization that knew how to put a team, like the Golden State Warriors.
I could name you that entire Bulls roster in the 96. I can name you the entire roster.
All right, let me try.
And there is not one player on that team besides Jordan, Pippen.
Ron Harper
was out of his prime.
Ron Harper was really good when he was with Cleveland. Dennis Rodman obviously was the best rebounder in the NBA. Tony Kukoc is the number 1 international player.
Yeah, at the time, but like he's no Hall of Fame or nothing. But Scott Burrell ain't nothing. Judd Butchler ain't nothing. Randy Brown ain't nothing. Jason Caffrey ain't nothing. All those guys.
Why don't we
the mold around those guys?
Yeah, the triangle offense worked. That's all it was.
It was unheard of at that point.
Like, first of all, I'm actually a Michael Jordan fan. People think because I love LeBron so much, I can't be a Kobe fan. I can't be a Jordan fan. No.
You can be.
I could be I'm a fan of greatness.
I'm a fan of the sport.
I love Kevin Durant. He's my biggest rival right now, but I love the guy. I know he's a snake, but I love his game.
Him and Kyrie, I have no.
Kyrie,
no love
man, Kyrie, I lost it for Kyrie, and I'm trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt, but he be saying some things. I'm like, all right, man, I just gotta mute you.
So with all that being said, let's just say game 1 for the Lakers, it's chess, not checkers. Mm-hmm. That's what we're taking away from that.
Game 1 for any LeBron-led team is chess, not checkers.
I agree with you 100% on that because opening night he lost the same game too.
Yeah,
and
he lost game 1 against Portland in the playoffs. He lost game 1. he lost game 1 against who was it? Not Denver. The other team they played, Houston, and they from gentleman sweep. So LeBron James is cerebral, and that's just how he is. Y'all just gotta be okay with that. Because
so going forward now, let's jump to going around the NBA because we all know it's a lake show. It really is a lake show, and free agent or the trade period hasn't even started yet, and there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to want to leave their teams that they're with now that they could target. What do you think going forward are going to be some key people that might be enticed to the Lakers or other teams to build some super teams to try and take them away?
All right, so let me get this straight. You want to know who's gonna who what else want to come to the Lakers?
Who ain't want to be with the team no more that the Lakers you think could sign? Because I got one guy in my head that I think.
Well, LeBron retires, is gonna be Giannis.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about this year to make them because
they can't. They don't.
You don't think so?
You
don't think they can get DeMar Rosen for cheap?
They can get him. They can get him, but they just paid him. San Antonio just paid him. He signed.
They don't want to get rid of him.
I mean,
take on that and get some picks or something for him. Lakers don't care about. They're in the now.
So they just resigned. Kuzma.
Mm-hmm.
They got AD. So they got Kuzma locked in. They got AD locked in. They got LeBron locked in. They got Caldwell Pope locked in. I think they have Montrez locked in for a little bit too. So, I mean, who they gonna trade? Caruso?
But even at that, think about like what teams like.
I mean, nobody right now. It would be somebody who's old.
Not even. I don't even think that.
There's no young guy they can get.
I'm not even just saying the Lakers. Like, what if Harden decides to stay? He says, "Okay, this John Wall, Boogie Cousins thing is working. We're winning games." Could you see like a LaMarcus Aldridge going to
LaMarcus
Houston?
Aldridge is not that anymore.
I know, but he still puts up numbers.
He's not
putting up 9 and 4. He's putting up 20 and 10 still.
Yeah, but the San Antonio Spurs missed the playoffs last year.
But I'm saying
with his same 20 and 10.
Does that big name?
He's not big enough anymore.
Get there? You don't think so?
Nah, he's not big enough anymore. He is not somebody like, oh, we got LaMarcus Aldridge, so we're gonna win the championship now. He's not that kind of player to me.
What if the Raptors were to give up on Kyle Lowry and send him somewhere? Could you see him fitting in LA with LeBron?
With LeBron? I mean, LeBron will fit in with anybody.
That's true.
But
I feel like whoever the Lakers get, it doesn't matter. You could say they just got Rajon Rondo back from the Hawks and they'll be okay.
If Kyle Lowry to go anywhere, it would be either Philly. Philly or Miami. Philly or Miami. Because Miami, I don't know, because they lost to him in the playoffs, so I don't know if you want to go there. But that would be the perfect team for him to go to. Or Philly, because he's for Philly.
I don't think he's got anything to prove.
He's got his ring. People, like, I looked up bets of percentage of who has the best chance to make it to the Hall of Fame, and he's higher than like Kawhi Leonard. Like people, like the NBA loves Kyle Lowry. So no matter, he doesn't have anything to prove anymore. But I think he'd want to go home to Philly because he entertained the idea a couple of years ago. He was a free agent, so he'd either go to Philly or.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I mean that would be good for Doc Rivers to have that kind of player with Joel Embiid because. Like I think Kyle Lowry did a good job getting a lot out of Kawhi Leonard, and I think that's what made Kawhi Leonard a better player.
It was so hard as a basketball player not to see DeMar Rosen there.
Yeah, that was sad. The year he's gone, the very year that he gets traded.
Yeah,
that's tough. And he actually wanted to be there. That's what makes it crazy.
He's a good sport about it too. Man.
Imagine being from LA and wanted to live in Toronto, and he said it's just good for his mental health. Like it was just. To be away from everything, and I get it. So that's somewhere like Paul George used to go because L.A. He's not gonna be able to cut it in L.A.
Let that boy be, man. He's a pandemic P.
He's not gonna be able to get it done over there.
2021 season's kicked off. All the other games are playing tonight. We're like watching it in the background as we're doing this. What are some things you're excited to see, or some surprise teams you think might happen? My only big surprise team, in my opinion, is the Nets. I think like they're going to turn a lot of heads.
That's not even a surprise anymore.
I didn't think
after night one,
After night, I mean, we also saw a depleted Warriors team, but they mopped them. Yeah. They definitely mopped them.
It was bad. They took it to the backyard and just spanked them.
But is there like with the switch?
They with the whole switch.
Like, is there a team or a specific player you're thinking is gonna have like a good standout season, or a rookie that's gonna really do well with his team?
Well, for my fantasy team, I hope James Wiseman does well.
I
hope Anthony Edwards does well.
I think he's gonna be.
I'm scared about that one because of D'Angelo Russell. I feel like that's just
D'Angelo Russell. There is another thing, and him and Cat got a little romance thing going on.
They're trying to get Devin Booker. That's what they want.
It ain't gonna happen.
That's what they want, though.
They didn't invest in Chris Paul for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul, when you get Chris Paul on your team, that's the hammer. Nobody's going anywhere.
Exactly.
Until we get rid of Chris Paul, nobody leaves.
But as far as surprises, I think Phoenix will be good.
I think Phoenix makes the playoffs.
Well, see, we gotta look. Who made the playoffs?
Phoenix makes the playoffs.
So who's not going to make the playoffs? Portland's not going to make it. Portland's going to make it.
Portland will be higher than in
LA, Denver, Utah, still.
Utah may be on the cusp for me.
OKC is not going to make the playoffs, so that would be the spot that that Phoenix could take.
They are all gone.
San Antonio going to miss the playoffs again.
Yeah, man, they're not making the right moves. I think.
I mean, you just told me LaMarcus Aldridge was that guy, and they got DeRozan.
What you got on the team, what else can be that guy?
You got DeRozan, but you got Rudy Gay.
I think those are three guys out of their prime, but they could fit on any other team right now and help you.
I think DeMar Rosen.
If you're going to the playoffs and you need a big, and you don't have a solid big, you're dumb not to go after LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm sorry. Like that just doesn't make sense to me.
But he's so old school, one dimensional, 18-footer. That's it. He rebounds and hits the 18-footer.
If you're lacking that big offensive presence, I'm making.
He's not mobile anymore. He can't shoot the three,
but he can get you rebounds.
So unless you bring him off the bench. Like, what do you do? Like, what are you doing?
I like LaMarcus Aldridge, but all I'm saying is, like, if I'm a playoff team and I'm missing something, if I'm going to the playoffs and I'm missing something and that thing is a big man, that's the guy I'm targeting right now to pull away. That's all I'm saying.
So who? All right. So
I'm not saying go.
You brought up the conversation. So what team would you think would bring in LaMarcus Aldridge?
Man.
You can't think of one.
Yeah, the Rockets. The Rockets could use that because you got no big man there. They don't ever play.
They got Christian Wood and DeMarcus Cousins.
Christian Wood doesn't do nothing to me. He scored 30 against the Knicks when they played big whoop. When
he can shoot the three. He can get rebounds and he can play in the inside.
He can also get COVID really quick and
Well, that's because that's that team, which is crazy.
We'll see.
But they got and then Boogie. You don't believe in Boogie no more?
No. I don't.
So I would not want LaMarcus Aldridge, Boogie, and Christian Wood.
I'm saying for a renter is what I'm saying. You're making the playoffs. You can't go into the playoffs.
You got to give me somebody another team because that doesn't work for me.
Let's see.
Milwaukee.
I mean, they got Brook Lopez.
He's better than Brook Lopez to me, but Brook Lopez is a better defender.
Yeah, I don't like his hair though.
Hey, I remember when they were in college.
Who's a sneaky pick to go to the Eastern Conference playoffs this year would be, I would say, Chicago, and I think Chicago he would fit good there.
Chicago's too young for me.
I know, but you get an old head in there that knows how to play.
Listen, to get into the playoffs, somebody has to fall out, and the only team that could possibly fall out is Orlando at this point. And the team that would take them is going to be Atlanta. Or it's going to be Washington.
That'd be a good fit for him, too, I think.
For LaMarcus Aldridge?
I think so.
No, they got, what's his name? They got Collins. They got, not Nate. What's that Haitian dude that played with the Rockets? Capella. Is he Haitian? I don't even know. He's not Haitian.
Who cares? He's
Capella.
He's overrated to me, man. I really liked his game in Houston, and then they shipped him out, and you got to see him how he really plays.
Because he played in the analytical Moneyball system. That's why.
Let's just get off the topic of LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm not like a big.
You brought his name up
because I'm just saying he's expendable.
You love LaMarcus then because you brought his name up.
I'm just saying that he's expendable and he deserves to make it to a playoff game since he hasn't been there in a while.
He's been in the playoffs. San Antonio was just there, not this year, but the year before.
You're right. Yeah,
he's been there every year.
Like,
Portland, he was there.
Contending team that might go a little bit.
LaMarcus is not that guy.
I know. I'm just saying.
Why did you bring him up?
Because that team, because all three of those guys are expendable on that team. Like they're not going to be there for the the long haul. DeMar DeRozan ain't going to be there for the long haul.
What do you think he ends up?
I think he goes to LA.
He wants to come home.
I think he does.
It's not going to be the Clippers. He wants to go to the Lakers.
I think he's a little bit inside of him hurts that he didn't win it with Toronto. He gave up so much for them.
So he'll get to that part of his career like, you know what, man?
I think the Lakers say pull the trigger and they say, hey, man, you'll start some games. You'll come off the bench. You'll win a ring. And that's probably it that we'll need out of you. And we'll help you out with that. I think that's what could happen. But I think the Suns make the playoffs. I think Chris
So who's
Paul,
falling? All right, OKC's falling out.
OKC's falling out.
So basically, all the same teams make the playoffs, and then you swap OKC with the Suns.
I would not in that order. I think OKC.
I know, but just as far as just all,
yeah,
the
Timberwolves ain't making no playoffs.
So what about the Pelicans?
The Pelicans could be another one to get in.
So who you got to take out again?
They're on the cusp of getting in. I say the Jazz, the Pelicans, the Suns. The West is just hard. I just know Portland is not going to be an 8th seed. They're definitely not going to be an 8th seed. They're going to come in strong.
Well, Portland, yeah. I mean, Carmelo's there. Dame is there. CJ's healthy.
The Lord of the Manor is now there.
Rocco is a great pickup.
Nurkic is there.
Nurkic, that's what it is. It's Nurkic.
He's another guy
because he missed all of last season. They came back in the playoffs. You could tell You could tell his value.
Yeah.
Nurkic is nice.
He's another guy
that's
that
a big
I was
one.
like, why did Denver get rid of him? But
because you got
the Joker.
They got the Joker. That's it. So that's the team people talk about a lot. Do you think because they got rid of what's his name? They said he signed with Detroit.
Jerry Grant is expendable.
He's expendable because they want Michael Porter Jr. to be that guy. Do you think he's gonna be that guy?
I think he's gonna be okay.
I got him on my fantasy team too, guys.
I'm not worried about Michael Porter Jr. I was when he was supposed to be the number 1 overall pick and hurt himself.
The back, yeah. But he seems healthy now.
And they brought him along the right way. He didn't play his rookie year. He didn't play part of the second year, and then they slowly eased him into it. It's like Bol.
Yeah. So all right. They got Bol. They got Bol. They got Michael Porter Jr. They have Jamal Murray. What are you going to tell him? Jamal Murray was scoring 50 a game against Utah.
Jamal Murray's going to get his shots. Like there's no.
So they got to have shots for Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Bol, the Joker. They still got Harris. They still got
I think
Will Barton. No, they don't got Will Barton no more. I think he's still there.
Yeah.
They got Will Barton.
But I think the guy.
And they all shoot the ball a lot.
I think Mike Malone was like, shit, I've never seen this before. Like, you just got to give it to him. He's doing it. Like,
I think Michael Porter is like that?
No, I mean, point guard.
Oh, Jamal.
I think Jamal was playing out of his mind.
Yeah, he was.
Like, you're not going to see that this year. Jamal Murray's going to average 20 a game, 22 a game.
He made the All-Star team last year. Am I right?
I don't know if he did or didn't.
I think he did.
He might have.
I'm gonna ask Jeeves.
If not, he deserved it. But all I'm getting at with Jamal Murray is that he's not going to be dropping that in the regular season. And if it becomes to the hot hand again, you go with the hot hand.
Yeah.
But Michael Porter Jr. had his shots. He was getting.
But that came on late.
You don't need to have him dropping 30 a game now.
I think they want him to.
I think they do too. But like, how are you going to have him dropping 30 and then forget about your big man in the middle?
But the Joker is he's like a point forward because he kind of runs the offense. He gets his shots in the fourth quarter when they need him to. Yeah. But he gets his shots off of
he's not a selfish player.
Not at all. Yeah, he's very
if you want him to score 5 a game, he'll do it. He'll probably be upset with that.
He don't want to do that either. He's trying to be an all-star.
Yeah, I know everybody does. They want to get paid.
To me, that team could either be great if they all kind of play their roles, or a train wreck. Because I feel like Michael Porter Jr. is so good to me that he's gonna realize how much better he is than everybody. And he's gonna be taking bad shots.
You know what they remind me? This is like a shitty kind of analogy at the same time because it is and it isn't. Like when the Celtics when they drafted all these guys, they didn't know their roles.
Terry Rozier thought he was the best player on the team.
They didn't know their roles, and everyone thought because Jaylen Brown went 3rd overall that he was gonna be this big. Jaylen Brown is at best the 3rd or 4th.
He's a glue guy. He's a glue guy that you make your third option. Yeah.
And then no one thought Jason Tatum was going to be as he was good.
Oh, I
knew he was going to be good.
We drafted Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum. That breaks my heart.
Yeah, but we saw Fultz in coming out of college, and he was really good.
No, what did people watch? He played against no competition.
Exactly, but
his highlights were okay.
But people were looking at Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum that came out of
that doesn't work all the time.
I agree.
Jason Tatum went to Duke and he played high level competition, and he was the best player on the team.
He was. I agree. But at that time they needed a point guard, so they took a point guard because they thought Ben Simmons was going to be a small forward.
They wanted Ben Simmons to be the point guard. See, if you want Ben Simmons to be the point guard, you draft a shooter like Tatum.
Let's just leave it at this. That they don't know what they do when they draft sometimes.
Okay,
like, you took 3 years of big men and then two point guards.
I know.
But what I was trying to get at is, like, those young guys that they got, they weren't giving them the keys to the city. They said, you need to learn your role, and they played the right ball, they made the right shots, they made the right moves, the right passes, came up when they needed to come up, and they did what they did, and now look at them now.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Michael Porter did. He came in at the right time. And even
but you saw him talking in the postseason when they lost that game. He's like, they had the reporter asked him, "Why did you lose?" He's like, "Because I didn't get the ball."
Yeah, I mean,
he's already thinking like that in his second year.
That's, to me, that's not a.
And Jamal Murray's been that guy. Jokic has been that guy.
Jamal Murray has always been under the radar. Good, really.
Well, that's because he plays in Denver. If he played in New York, he would be the hottest ticket on the planet.
Insert Devin Booker. Devin Booker would be.
I love Devin Booker.
Devin Booker is like, dude, what is it, like his 4th year in the NBA, and he's like, his numbers are insane.
So,
like, I forgot I looked at a stat the other day that he could eclipse like a scoring record that
people forget. He scored 70 points in a match
twice, I think.
No, you see, he did 70 once. And people don't,
like 60 something.
No one talks about that enough. I mean, this guy has 71 points. Like, what do you want?
It's insane.
But so when LeBron retires, I'm looking for my next favorite player. It's either going to be, because Iverson retired, I jumped on LeBron. So when LeBron retires, I either have Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, or Luka Doncic. It's one of those 3 that's going to be my favorite. I haven't decided who yet.
It's got to be Luka, man.
I think it is going to. So I'm going to see Luka play next in January when they come to see the Tampa Bay Raptors. So I'm because I like Luka's game.
That's another team
I love
that's
his
missing
game.
one thing.
Yeah, they're missing Luka.
just get one more piece.
It's hard to get someone to come to Toronto, but now that's in Tampa, maybe you can entice. But it's hard to get someone to commit to, because think about having to play in Toronto.
I'm talking about Dallas. Like,
Dallas?
They're just missing one piece, man.
They're not.
They're just missing one piece.
Oh, Marcus Aldridge?
It ain't LaMarcus, even though I know he wants to go there.
You know what they need? They just need Kristaps to be healthy, which is never going to happen. And that's why they're never going to win a championship with Kristaps.
The unicorn. I was so mad when they got rid of him, but I don't have animosity towards it anymore.
Who'd they use with that pick? Is that how they got R.J. Barrett when they got rid of Kristaps? No.
It was, I think it was
because they gave her the first round pick, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder who they drafted with that pick.
I had such a. This wasn't a thing I was going to be thrown at me right away. Who was it?
I put you on the spot.
You did,
because that happened in 2018, or no?
No, it was 2019.
February 2019. Yeah, trade deadline for 2019.
Who was it that they got the pick for? Might have been no.
It could have been. It's not RJ, is it?
RJ was a lottery.
That was a lottery. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Whatever was that, I don't know, man. Who
cares? We'll revisit
Regardless,
that.
It doesn't even matter.
Because you got to know if it's worth it.
It's not worth it. Nothing was.
But Kristaps can't stay healthy.
When he's on the floor, he was good, but it just sucks.
Yeah, they should have beat the Clippers.
Just didn't bring him anything. That's my biggest thing about being a fair weather fan, man.
Yeah,
is if your team has the potential to be good, but they just don't help. That's how
LeBron was in Cleveland for the first how many years?
Yeah,
they didn't try to get him anything. They didn't try. And LeBron's like, look, man, I take this team to the finals, but what more do you want me to do?
Yeah, man. That team was ridiculous. Yeah. Like, Zydrunas Ilgauskas looked like...
He was the second best player.
And he was over the
Eric Snow.
Anderson Varejao.
Sasha Pavlovich.
Yeah.
Ricky
Davis?
Ricky was gone. He was gone.
It was a bad team.
That was
Larry Hughes was there.
Larry Hughes was there.
I love Larry Hughes.
The team. Larry Hughes. Players. Yeah, I like Larry because he played for Philly. I like Larry Hughes when he was in Philly.
And Tim Thomas.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love Tim Thomas. I love that era when we had Larry Hughes, Tim Thomas, Iverson. Obviously, that was a good time.
Fun fact: I can say where any basketball player went to college.
You know who's really good at that? Ron. Ron knows everywhere.
Ron, I challenge you to that. That's Ron Angelo De La Cruz.
Ron knows everywhere.
Basketball, only basketball.
Only basketball. All right.
That because, and when we can start doing the camera on us, we'll start doing it at the end of the segments. I'll start.
Chris Middleton,
Texas A&M.
You sure?
It's either Texas A&M or Texas Tech.
You better be sure.
You're
second guess yourself. All right.
Texas A&M, I'm sure.
All right. Karis LeVert.
And they got to be like a relevant player.
Karis LeVert. Who you mentioned so many times.
It's true.
Oh my God! Ron would have got that.
Yeah,
LaMarcus Aldridge. You should know this one.
Texas.
All right. Yeah.
I'm more like the older basketball players because, like, the only reason I know that's because I told my mother, I said, buy me baseball cards when I was a kid.
It shows.
And she got me a box of basketball cards, so that's what I was stuck with getting.
All right.
I think Karis LeVert, I don't know where he went. I think he was in Seton Hall.
Or Cincinnati or something like that.
Something. This is a small school.
All right. I'm gonna give you this one. All right, Scottie Pippen. Come on.
Central Arkansas.
Yeah, Central Arkansas. No, come on. Yeah, think about that. That's easy.
I know, but because like there's so many weird ones off the rip that you could.
Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace came from high school, I believe.
Did he? Yeah, he did.
I think he did. Yeah.
He was on NBA courtside.
High school he came from. Only one I know is Mount Zion High, is where Tracy McGrady went to.
And no, he went to Auburndale too.
No.
Yeah, he went.
That's where
he started off at Auburndale.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Polk County, baby.
Because that's where Amari went to.
Amari went to Cypress Creek. I was living in Orlando, well, Kissimmee at that time. And I was supposed to go to Cypress Creek when I was living in Orange County. So I was like, oh, yeah, we had Amari Stoudemire. We had Amari Stoudemire. I thought he was going to be way, way better. And he had a good career, but I thought he was going to be that dude. I'm like, oh, we sent somebody to the NBA from here. And I used to claim Tracy McGrady the same way. I'm like, oh yeah, Auburndale, baby.
Tracy McGrady was my favorite player growing up, man.
I love Tracy. He wasn't better than Iverson, but I love Tracy. But remember that era, it was like Iverson, Kobe, or Tracy McGrady.
Yeah.
Or Vince Carter.
Yeah.
It was like, who would you have? Who's better? Who's better? That was when basketball was fun. Because it wasn't just LeBron or Michael, LeBron or Durant. It was like Kobe, Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson. Then it was big men. It was like, you take Tim Duncan or Kevin Garnett? Oh, you know what I mean? It was fun to like debate basketball. Now it's toxic. All y'all are so damn toxic about it. So I don't like to debate about that stuff anymore. But back then it was fun. For sure.
Definitely a different era of basketball now. But I do like that it's coming down to not a big three anymore.
Yeah, we're back to the twos.
Yeah, the twos.
Back to the twos and role players.
When you get to three, it's just dumb. It's just like
it's not dumb if it works.
It's not dumb if it works exactly, but like it's just
it's a 4-year experiment though. That's all it's ever going to be.
It's a 4-year experiment.
Twos are better. Twos last a little bit longer.
Twos can last longer. And
CJ and Dame are a prime example of that. They've been together for a while now.
CJ and Dame. Yeah. I mean the Kyle Lowry and DeRozan was for a while.
And that was beautiful. And DeRozan didn't ask out. He wanted to be there still.
Yeah.
But Kawhi, obviously that was a wiser choice.
You got to pull that trigger.
Yeah, you got to. And I felt bad for DeRozan, but you had to do what you had to do at that point. But you know what's also changing? Football is changing. And I was watching Juju Smith-Schuster doing all those TikTok dances and stuff like that on people's fields.
He did say he is no longer dancing on any logo.
And it made me think, like, damn, like wide receivers used to be like tough, like, like cocky and tough in a more bravado way, like Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Calvin Johnson. Now we got Julio Jones too. Now we got people dancing and stuff.
But the league needs Juju. Like you gotta have.
Yeah, but he's popular for TikTok. But like
he loves to do it.
You know what Shannon Sharp said? You know what Shannon Sharp said? And I looked it up and it was true. Skill. No, Shannon Sharp, Reverend Shannon Sharp. Ever since AB left, Juju's supposed to be his number one now. He hasn't had one 100-yard game since then.
Nope.
That is insane. That's crazy.
But he
does all this dancing and stuff.
Yeah, but I think he's just having fun, and he's not like vocal like AB was, like pay me or shut up. Like we all thought that when they got rid of AB, that was the end, that he was gonna
blow up. He did nothing with it.
And he froze his feet off and got into a fight with the GM, and then they sent him packing to. Oh, and also he played one game with Oakland, was it?
No, he played one game with the Patriots.
With the Patriots, he did that game.
He did the preseason game with Oakland because I think it was on Hard Knocks.
He didn't even get to play.
Yeah, he couldn't play.
When he went to the Patriots, he played one game, scored a touchdown,
and then got cut.
And then they cut him because he just can't. Juju's not doing anything off.
Yeah, Juju's not. Juju's a very good guy. I like him. But he needs to grow up.
I agree.
He's still in college at USC.
I agree. But I think the world needs more Juju Smith-Schuster.
No, I 1,000% agree. Yeah.
he got cracked.
Yeah, he did.
The way he got, it was like
and people are target, but that's the thing. All that
they're gonna target
they
him.
they gonna target, and he's. I don't think he has the mental to be doing all this. And you know what's gonna make it worse? I felt all that dancing kind of gets him hyped up. But now he's not allowed to dance anymore. He's gonna be even more thrown off.
Well, he just said he's not gonna dance. I think he needs to worry about right now getting to the playoffs and
getting off this losing streak.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm telling you, if he starts to fall a little bit more, you're gonna see Claypool going to get more shine. You're gonna see what's the other one's name? Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson get more shine because they to me they look better to me than Juju looks right now. And you know,
I also think it's the way they distribute the ball. They're kind of like that offense is shaky, and it's
weird.
Like
it's weird.
We're going with like Claypool. What he had like 2 games where he balled out, and
then you don't hear nothing. Yeah,
and then Johnson is like the leading receiver on the team. He have 1,000 yards.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. It's like
it's high hand. Yeah,
and then it comes down to Big Ben really playing the ball the way Big Ben plays, and if he's not going to come out there and pass for 300 yards and 2-3 touchdowns and be hard to bring down and make smart plays in the pocket, with and have and the other thing is the running back issue. Like, dude,
they don't run the ball.
They don't run the like.
I don't get it.
Was great.
Yeah,
go back and get Le'Veon Bell. That's not the issue, man. He's out there wanting to go back. He said,
Le'Veon Bell is happy where he's at.
Yeah, he's gonna
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is like you invested in this guy.
Yeah,
he beat cancer,
right,
and he beat up a lot of defensive linemen last year running through him, and you're not using him at all now.
Like I remember I was watching because I played Bryant White in fantasy like a couple weeks ago, and he had Ben Roethlisberger.
A lot of shout outs tonight, by the way.
Yeah, B White. Anyway, he kept every time they snapped the ball, drop back. I'm like, God, please run the ball. Like I wasn't trying to lose in fantasy. Yeah. And I'm like, he keeps passing. And I'm like, you have running backs. Like Benny Snell's even a good running back. Like you have the talent. Why don't you run the ball? Because now you got figured out. Because now they know, you have a favorite receiver. So we're going to make sure that we play him a lot more aggressively. And Ben's still going to force him the ball because that's what he does. And then it becomes, when there's no threat of a running game, it's like it's you throw 50 balls a game. That's not going to work. That's never worked.
The Steelers are on a reality check right now. Don't get me wrong. They are good. They've got a good defense again, which is awesome. But the offense is definitely the woe there.
It's too one-dimensional.
You just don't know who's going to show up and who's not. And all you do when I see the Steelers now on an offense, like they're just getting somebody on first take hype in the morning.
Yeah.
That's all I'm seeing because Claypool is, don't get me wrong, there's talent there. There's talent with all the receivers. They're definitely like the farm for receivers. They get rid of one, another one comes up right behind another one next year.
That's a factory of receivers. They do a really good job with the receivers over there for sure.
But this year, it's like none of these guys are standing out to be that guy. Like Juju, his first year, did he catch 1,000 yards?
Yeah, he caught 100 and wait, was that a rookie season? No, second season. He caught 107 balls.
Yeah.
For over 1,000.
Yeah.
His rookie season, he got over 1,000, but I think he caught like 70-something thousand.
But regardless, like he was progressing, and then we could see the down last year with Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Like we understood that Mason Rudolph is
understandable.
Good.
But you got Ben back.
But then also like they don't target him like they used to. You see the game, and he's got like 6 targets for 30 yards.
He won't get like his first targets like. And I would think, is he hurt? So I wouldn't hear his name or nothing.
But you see him dancing.
He's dancing. He's dancing on the side. I'm like, he must be hurt.
I think he's just a decoy too to see like what they can get out of these other guys.
Yeah.
But it would break my heart to not see him re-sign with Pittsburgh. It would kill me.
They would trade him before he doesn't re-sign.
But he does look good in green. That's all I can say. He would look good in green with the Jets.
With the Jets. Jets, you got your first victory of the day.
At what expense, though, man? Like
so you guys don't know how to tank right, don't know how to win, don't know how to do anything.
This is a team that breaks my heart, man. Like I can trash the Knicks all day. I've always said that the Jets are just like, I don't know, they just leave a sour taste in your mouth after every game you watch.
Yeah.
Like I get it, don't go you don't want to go 0-16 and be
Of course not.
the Lions or
Yeah,
the Dolphins.
of course not. Yeah.
Win a game, but when it's coming down at the end of the season,
It's
it's
week
looking
14.
like you're gonna lose every
Yeah,
game, and the only team in front of you that could go for the first overall pick has the tiebreaker, and they've only won one game.
And I know you know that going into that game.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
And you make a one-handed interception.
Yeah.
To be on a top 10 play, to not even be a top 10 team, like, dude.
Yeah.
You just gotta lose.
Yeah.
Like I get why they fired Greg Williams because he didn't want to lose that game.
He wasn't trying to lose that game.
And then they finally told him, "You gotta hold up. You gotta hold."
So
the
let's blitz.
Last play. Yeah,
let's blitz, guys.
Exactly.
Where we got this 4.27 speedster on the other
this
side.
guy went to Alabama and all he could do was get down the field in 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's
man.
it.
And that's how you win it. Things like that.
Yeah.
It starts from the head coach or from the ownership.
Yeah, it starts from up top for sure. Yeah.
I don't want to talk politics, but our owner helps Cheeto Man out. So he's doing his stuff with Cheeto Man, and
he don't got time for no damn football.
So he puts his brother in charge.
Yeah.
And then his brother, in my opinion, goes and hires your old assistant GM, Douglas, who, in my opinion, I don't think he's a good GM.
He's not.
He's literally destroyed any type of progression the Jets had.
Mm-hmm. He did.
It's not
because Sam Darnold was not this bad before.
Sam Darnold is not bad at all.
He's not.
I know you have your take on him.
I mean, I still take Trevor Lawrence every day of the week over him.
He's younger now. Listen, I don't want Trevor Lawrence, but I wouldn't be mad if the Jets took that.
Who says that?
But
Trevor Lawrence is the next Peyton Manning with speed.
No, I really don't think
so. That boy can play, man.
I think he's good.
That's a good player. I'll take him over.
You invested a 3rd-round pick for this guy, and you gave up to get there. You gave up to move up. And then you also psyched out the Browns to take Baker Mayfield, who I think is overrated, who has more commercials than he has.
He's looking better than Darnold right now.
He is, but he has everything to be happy about. He's got toys. He's got OBJ, Jarvis.
Yeah. He's way better without. He's way better without OBJ though.
He's definitely way better.
As we can see, yeah.
But all I'm saying is, like, they think of one big player the Jets have brought in besides Le'Veon Bell, because that didn't work out. That they've given Darnold as an option on offense to throw to. The best thing I can think of
Demaryius Thomas.
Is Crowder. Crowder's the perfect thing for Darnold.
Remember that year y'all brought in Demaryius Thomas, and was Darnold on that team?
Yeah.
You brought in Demaryius Thomas and Eric Decker. Was Darnold on that team?
Decker wasn't there when Thomas was there. Decker was there with Marshall.
Oh yeah, you're right.
The Fitzpatrick.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But yeah, man, that's when I was like, okay, I was mad they got rid of Sexy Rexy and they bring in Todd Bowles. I was like, this guy.
He's a defensive guy.
Yeah,
he knows one thing is defense.
Yeah, so did Rex Ryan. They put together good defenses, but they also put together good offense.
They put together good defenses that helped them because Mark Sanchez was. He was good, but
hey, man, Mark Sanchez's first 2 years took us to the AFC
Championship. I know. But that defense was really good.
But they also took away a lot of the offense too, man. Like people forget about that. They took away all of his. What was the tight end that we had Dustin Keller? They sent him to Miami.
Miami,
He had a good year with the Jets. They got rid of Braylon Edwards.
Yeah, that's true.
They took away a lot of stuff, and when you take away toys for your receiver or for your quarterbacks, because nobody wants to quarterback Toronto unless you're drafting a Lamar Jackson, a Michael Vick, a mobile quarterback. Like Mark Sanchez is a mobile quarterback. Yeah, quarterback's job is to throw it, and if you got nobody to catch it, they're gonna suck.
So you like those USC boys? You love Darnold, you love Mark Sanchez.
I like Darnold. I used to watch him and I liked his play, but
name the last USC quarterback to be successful though. Matt Leinart was terrible.
Carson Palmer wasn't bad.
Carson Palmer had a good career, but same thing. He couldn't. To me, Carson Palmer should have won. At least made it to the Super Bowl one year. He never made it to the Super Bowl.
He should have, but it was just on and off things with him. He was always hurt. Coaching, and the best thing that happened to him was when he went to Oakland.
When he went to Arizona.
Arizona, my bad. I forgot Arizona.
With no biscuit. Bruce Arians.
Yeah, that was a good move for him.
Yeah.
But I don't care with the quarterback. I think Trevor Lawrence is good. It's just the way I'm
Bro,
viewing
he's that guy.
I'm viewing it is that you've just wasted a high first round pick
yeah.
for something, and then you're going to give up on it. And it's not because of his talent. His talent is there. It's what you're surrounding him around.
But do you like Kyler Murray?
I think he's too small, but they made the right. But they
look
made
how,
the move.
Look how he's doing.
But they made the move.
They got rid of Josh Rosen, their first round pick, because they knew this guy is way better.
But if you watch that draft and you watch how salty Josh Rosen was about everything, like I would have got rid of that guy.
Yeah, too. But like if he went to Miami, he had a chance, and he could not crack it over there.
I'm sorry, Josh Rosen. That's like one few guys that I would give up on that quick. But even at that. There's some guys. I don't think Josh Rosen should have even gone in the first round. There's some guys like what was that year that stupid quarterbacks were getting, like Brandon Whedon was taken in the first round.
Was dumb. Yeah,
like stupid things. Like that's just a dumb
or
pick.
Daniel Jones.
Like
what the hell is that?
Like a war giraffe.
Giants.
Like, there's questionable moves, but Darnold was like a pick you got to make it there.
You know who I thought was a questionable move, and then I'm eating crow. Josh Allen. In your own division, that boy is good.
That's the new team to look out for. In the AFC East is the Bills. It's their time to shine.
They're gonna make it to 4 Super Bowls in a row and lose again.
they ain't making no Super. They're missing one piece.
Well, yeah, they gotta beat. You gotta beat Mahomes. That's the piece that you're missing.
Yeah, you just gotta win the shit.
You gotta beat Mahomes. And I think Mahomes is gonna win like 4.
Yeah, they're set.
I think
everybody wants to play there, and they'll get anybody they want because they'll get cut. Yeah, they'll say, "You want this ship or what?"
Le'Veon Bell was like, "How much? Sure, whatever."
800,000.
How much y'all gonna pay? Cool.
And the Jets paying the rest of it. Stupid.
Right? Oh my god.
So the Bills now they're on the AFC spectrum of running it for a long time now.
Yeah.
They hit gold on the quarterback. Miami hit gold on their quarterback.
I don't think it was gold. I think it was silver.
I think Tua is good. You just got to get Tua toys. Yeah. Get Tua some toys. There's no toys in Miami.
Touche. I don't know. He doesn't look very comfortable out there just yet.
Yeah.
Like, Josh Allen looks comfortable. He looks like he's a pro's pro now.
But they got him toys. They got Stephon Diggs. Come on, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, you get a toy for your receiver. Like you said, Kyler Murray. I would have said Kyler Murray isn't that good. Kyler Murray definitely made a huge jump this year because
he got D-Hop.
Yeah. Big jump for that guy. But even at that, look at Russell Wilson. His passing, we always knew he could pass, but now it's off the charts.
Got DK Metcalf,
who everyone said could not catch.
They keep getting him Josh Gordon. Exactly. And they keep trying to lock it over there.
Miami's going to be an enticing place. They're going to find players that want to leave. And they're going to want to, because Miami's going to come back. Now they look like a fun atmosphere to be at. Brian Flores is young.
Yeah. Brian
Flores loves defense.
He loves defense. But he'll still take care of the offense a little bit. But that defense is where you want to come play for. That's his bread and butter.
Yeah. But he's gonna get that offense. Like these no-name running backs they got right now.
What's his name? Ahmed or something?
Yeah. Shavon Ahmed. Yeah. They're gonna
Where did he come from?
They're going to find somebody else to come play over there. And Ahmed's going to be the second option, or Gaskin will be. And then they're going to find another receiver that's going to want out, and he's going to come over there.
It's going to be somebody from South Florida, too, because a lot of them just want to come back home and play. So they'll find somebody.
And there's no state tax. They're going to have all the money, man.
On top of that.
And it's Miami.
It's going to be somebody from, like, New York, probably like a Sterling Shep, I don't know. Somebody from New York. Like, I want to live in this. Exactly. I want to live in the sun now.
Exactly, man. They're gonna right the ship.
OBJ.
But right now, like, the Jets have the move. OBJ. They're already talking about axing that contract. But him and Landry would have a bromance.
Yeah, bromance fall out.
But
they're doing fine though without him.
Think of it this way: the Jets had every piece to be happy about before all these stupid moves. Like, once they got rid of Leonard Williams, in my case, I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
This makes no sense. Yeah, the guy hasn't been putting up the numbers you want. But
that you drafted him for.
You drafted
him at a certain spot for him to produce this much. And when you're not producing that much, the demand for you is not there anymore. Like, all right,
I just think it's dumb because look at him now with the Giants. He's killing it.
Because sometimes you need to be humble. I feel like he got humbled.
He was humble already. I don't think he was a bad person. I think
not a bad person.
I don't think he was not humble. They think like they expect you to come in as the one pick and have like 10 sacks for your first.
But he had Todd Bowles as coach, correct?
Mm-hmm.
He should have been way better.
He should have.
That's Todd Bowles.
But they had a good D line that they had, and there was other guys taking away the sacks and drawing double teams, and for him to get in, he was getting tackles. I'm fine with tackles.
Yeah, I'll take a tackle.
I'm cool with tackles, bro.
I'll take you stopping the other player.
but if you expect this guy to come in and get you 10 sacks every year, like that's monster stuff, man.
Exactly.
Like that's once in a maybe 10 guys. My thought on that is like, you get rid of him, all right, well, you got to bring somebody up. They drafted that guy Nathan Shepard, who I thought was going to be good, but
I didn't think so.
I didn't either, but like, he looks huge. He looks like a gamble, whatever. He didn't pan
What's that
out.
kid you just drafted? The funny one?
Quentin Williams,
yeah.
Yeah.
How you feel about him?
I like the big baby, but I mean, you get rid of Leonard Williams. You got a marketable thing there, the Williams brothers. Like, that's great to have. It's like the dudes in Green Bay.
What's their last name?
The defensive.
I know there's Zaire Smith, and
Smith.
the other Smith. Yeah,
it's like that. Yeah. You have a marketable thing. Yeah. You get rid of it, and he liked him. He was training with him in the offseason before he got there. There's a lot of good things happening there. Mm-hmm. And then the straw that broke the camel's back for me was Jamal Adams. Like,
yo, that's a backbreaker. That would make me a fair weather fan if I was a Jet.
It brings me back to Darrelle Revis times, man.
Yep.
Darrelle Revis is on Miami or was in the Bahamas riding jet skis, and he gets a call and says, "Hey, you've been traded to Tampa." This guy gets news that he's been floating around. They're like, "No, man, we're not going to get rid of you. We want you here." And then you just keep janking it around there, and then you finally say, "All right, you want out? We're not going to do your contract the way you want to do it." Like, that's a guy you pay. He's a great locker room guy. He's
having fun right now in Seattle.
Oh yeah, man! He's
much
making
fun,
the playoffs. He's so happy he made the playoffs.
He's so happy he's making the playoffs.
He's not playing like the caliber he would be normally playing.
Yeah,
but
he doesn't have to.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to anymore.
But he should.
He was putting the Jets on his. I remember I was watching the game.
Man.
He had like a strip sack for a fumble. He had an interception.
Yeah, what safety does that?
Yeah, I was like, God. He was playing every single position. I'm like, this dude overcompensates for how bad this defense could actually be. And that guy, that's somebody that you want in your locker room, no matter what.
Exactly, man. And he was a likable guy, coachable guy.
Yeah.
And they just gave up on him. Like, what happiness do you have after that? I mean, yeah, you're gonna have a bad year. That's cool, but dude, they're bad. They're really bad.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have a ways to go. Honestly,
there's a lot, and the good news is I think they have 2 first-round picks next year, which we can see what they do.
2
with
first.
Okay.
Okay.
But
so you get like the number 1 and number 2. So would you if you get the number 2? Would you be mad if they drafted Justin Fields?
Yes. Yeah, I would. That's just like a panic move. Trade back, get what you need. Get a receiver. Get a receiver. The last time the Jets drafted an offensive player in the first round, it was last year with the O-line guy.
Yeah,
when's the last offensive player that
like
Jets
a skill player kind of
thing? Yeah, like a running back or a receiver.
Quarterback.
Or tight end.
I mean, got Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but like, other than those, they took Mark Sanchez.
If you think about it, it's
give me the kid from Bama. Trade back, get more picks.
No. See, the Eagles need to go get either. I've already told everybody.
I want Chase or Smith.
I want Chase or Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at the
and Harris. Bring the Bama boys.
Roll Tide. I don't look. For the record, I'm not an Alabama fan. I'm a Nick Saban fan. So I say Roll Tide. I feel good about that. But I was looking at the list. So it's going to be the Jets, the Jags, the Bengals. I think Bengals go offensive line. And then us. Atlanta. What would Atlanta do?
They need help everywhere.
They need everywhere.
Except offense. Like, they don't need any help on offense.
But it would. Cause here's the thing. They could want to move off of Matt Ryan.
They'd be dumb to do that.
I think so too.
They'd be dumb. I don't think they do that. I think they wait till he just has a really bad year and they're like, okay.
Yeah, but he's not. He's like Phillip Rivers. That's who I compare Matt Ryan to. They're never gonna have a bad year. They're always gonna be above average enough to have a job. And it's like, Where am I going to find another quarterback that can produce what he's produced? So Matt Ryan is too good of a quarterback to ever suck, which means they're kind of stuck to him unless they get rid of him and then start over. Because where they're at right now, they're never going to win a Super Bowl with Matt Ryan. So, but he's too good of a player to just want to get rid of. Basically, what Phillip Rivers was. They waited 15 years for him to finally just let go.
Yeah, and by that time, like he had every. There's no reason Philip shouldn't have won with when they had Vincent Jackson, LT, Lorenzo Neal, that whole entire team.
What's that?
Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates.
They had a stupid good team, but Tom Brady was just fine.
It was Tom Brady or Phillip Rivers. I mean, Peyton Manning.
Yeah, it was hard to get past that. Yeah. So you got to put that roadblock there. Your goal should have been we're making the playoffs, no doubt, unless unless one of the mole gets hurt. What we need to worry about is how do we beat these two teams. That's all they should have been really focusing on, in my opinion, because they were destroying. Like LT was insane.
I watched that game that he broke that touchdown record.
They picked him up like a midget.
I was watching that game
it was like Simba, man.
I was watching that game like 2-3 like around Thanksgiving. Actually, I was watching that game. So
yeah, man, that was just good football then. But now you're seeing a lot of teams come up, and that's like. That Patriots team is no longer.
Yeah. I mean, finally.
I think, thank God, man. But I love Cam, man.
Oh my God, that's my favorite. That's my favorite player in the NFL. Still Cam. Man.
People think he's washed, but he's not, man. Like there's no offense there.
From a very unbiased. I'm gonna be as unbiased as possible, and then I love Cam to death. Yes, he doesn't have much of an offense there, but he didn't look good at all. Like Tom Brady had that same offense last year, and he didn't look good either. But he didn't look good for Tom Brady's standards because Tom Brady still had a productive year and got them to the first round of the playoffs at least.
Yeah,
Cam, it's it just does not look like Bill Belichick or Josh McDaniels.
But also a lot of players opted out on the defense too.
On the defense, but we're talking about the offense. The offense just
I know.
It just did it. Cam's numbers were ugly. He had like 6 touchdowns, but he had a lot of running touchdowns, but like 6 passing touchdowns and 11 interceptions or something. It was just his yards would be like 150 yards. It's just weird. This is weird numbers.
They were very foreign numbers.
Yeah.
Like his first game of the season was like Cam's back, and then it was just like roller coaster up and down.
I mean, he's coming back from injury. He did get COVID. And that might have actually affected him more than it affects a lot of people because it hits people differently.
This year is another asterisk year. This is like. It's crazy because you get to see games going on with COVID, and there's guys like he's got the deadline window of 6 days if he can test.
It's crazy.
Like, I guarantee you these guys are like testing positive, and they're like, you don't have any symptoms, and the guy's like he can't hear you. He's like, you can't taste anything, but they're still going out there because that's what sells.
Yeah,
this is their bread and butter. These people
exactly. So it's weird, a lot of it's weird, but I was gonna get to a conclusion. We're gonna wait till our next show. We'll give predictions because the playoffs are about to start very soon. We're week 15 right now. So on our next episode, we're gonna kind of discuss more of like, who can, because I think it's gonna be Mahomes again, but we'll kind of dig a little deeper, kind of break down, what the playoffs might look like. We still got to figure out who's gonna win the NFC East, which has been a nightmare this year.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so we got a lot to figure out, but we're going to wrap it up for now. Thank you for having us. A-Rod, drop all those links.
We have an Instagram page up at the Fairweather Podcast. That's FAIR, not FARE for you people who don't know how to spell.
I'll post it on my story, and y'all just click on the link.
We also have a Twitter page.
Link in bio.
We also have a Twitter page at fair_weatherpod. Facebook page, YouTube page.
We have the MySpace up going right now as well.
LinkedIn, all of that.
The LinkedIn.
We'll be making all social media pages. We'll also be trying to get cameras in so we can have our faces.
That will be happening soon.
So just bear with us. But yeah, drop some questions you may have for us or topics you want us to touch. We're always here to talk about that.
Yeah. So again, thanks for listening. This is the Fairweather Podcast. Peace. You know, man.